And now it's public. Okay, Americans are out. It's hitting the news. Everybody, news channels are pouring into the country to try and, because the Taliban's coming, and before they took over Kabul, I mean, the Taliban, Afghanistan looks like this. They're taking over cities and provinces, and they're coming in, and they're going to close on the capital, Kabul, and then, Afghanistan's going to be the Taliban's again. But, from a strategic standpoint, and I'm no general, right? But why would you take away the giant air bases that were the spine of the war for America?
Right.
Jabad, Kandahar, Leatherneck, Bastion, go down the line of these giant air bases that kept us afloat for 20 years. Why would you take those away in the middle of an evacuation? I think a lot of times with the clusterfuck that the evacuation was, you hear the politicians say, oh, well, we evacuated 100,000 people. 100,000, that's the largest air evacuation in the history of probably the world. And it's like, well, if you were willing to evacuate 100,000 people like that,
right,
without vetting these people really and figuring out who they are, why didn't you do that for the past 20 years?
Right.
Why did you have to bring it down to like it was?
Like the wire.
Yeah. I mean, the amount of people, specifically kids, that were killed outside that airport in Kabul is unfathomable. And U.S. military, 13 U.S. service members got killed by a suicide attack. In my opinion, keep these bases around, and then, okay, you're going to evac people. Okay, cool, roger that. You guys, drug your feet on it, but all right. Maybe start flying them to these other bases where we've got a great standoff, where we're not going to get hit with rockets and gunfire. Where you look at the airport in Kabul, the Taliban are literally holding hands with Marines, basically. Not actually holding hands, but I mean, they're from here to you.
Yeah.
We've been fighting these guys for 20 years, and I'm watching on TV, there's a 19-year-old kid with an M4 standing right next to a Taliban dude. And you're like, what is going on here right now?
Yeah.
What is happening? Yeah, so it was a clusterfuck.
And what was that time like from your perspective? I mean, is it you're just doing whatever you can to get out?
Actually, I wasn't in Kabul on that time when the country fell back into the hands of them. I mean, Taliban. I was in Istanbul for a business trip.
Wow.
At the same time, I was trying to gain a visa for my family. I mean, before collapse the country, I was tried 4 times for my family to get a visa, Turkey visa, to move them to that country to live over there.
And where was your family?
In Kabul.
Kabul.
Yeah, in Kabul. So I was in Istanbul when the country just collapsed and my family just stopped. I was overwhelmed on that time. It was like heartbreaking for me. So
yeah, imagine your family being in a country that was just taken over by the Taliban. You're in another country.
it was like killing me, Each seconds was like passing for me like 1 year.
And what's communication like? I mean, are you're talking to them on the phone? Like how? Yeah. But are you
via
worried
WhatsApp,
about? Yeah.
WhatsApp on
Through
that
WhatsApp,
time.
okay.
Yeah, WhatsApp. In the first days when they just came and had take over the country, the internet was working. But just after 5 or 4 days later, they just stopped and just decreased the internet access for the pupils, because the pupils just like broadcast in the media what they do with the pupils. In the first days when they arrived over there, they just killed thousands of people, thousands.